and today I'm going to be reading two chapters of Tales of an African Entrepreneur, the best of. How to win people over in business through pickup artist patterns. Quick one. Who here was ashamed of their bodily features back in primary, high school? And what was it? I was chubby and had a big butt during the start of my high school, and I remember I would tuck in loose so as to conceal it. Tucking in was strictly enforced by Popedi Babedi, and I later realized the newbies listen to everything they are told. Of course, you should adhere to all codes of the school. As high school progressed, the chubbiness was fading off, but the butt was taking its time. In territory, I was fascinated by VH1 series, The Pickup Artist. It was pickup artists teaching guys who couldn't approach girls the routines of how to do it. It captivated me greatly. Sometime after I read The Game, Penetrating the Secret Society of Pickup Artists by Neil Strauss. Neil's book made me pay attention to social cues, which I never did before. Being an entrepreneur, I realized approaches used by pickup artists can be, in effect, to business and career dynamics. In business or any career, like pickup artists' routine aim to achieve, you want people to open up to you and engage you, be comfortable with you, see you as a person of value, like you, trust you, and do business with you. I'm not a natural at some of these, especially walking up to people and introducing myself. I keep working on them. Some things you have naturally, and other things you learn. If you aren't a natural conversationalist, you can learn from those who have broken down the art of conversation. Pickup artists have broken down the female dynamics, and males develop tactics to infiltrate and draw attraction. Each tactic is tested to be valid. They are often rightfully and wrongfully criticized. This article doesn't deal with that. This is about connecting their pattern to business networking. Ladies and gents, in other news, we have female seduction expert in South Africa, Me Mandisa Mahlobo, opening up to you and engaging you. Here are two manually inclusive ways to achieve this. Draw attention and engagement. Approach indirectly. Drawing attention and engagement. A normal gent like me would just say hi to a lady and hope she offers her undivided attention. We all know hi seldom succeeds. Women are used to replying back with a hi, head set on their destination, and walk off. A pickup artist would say something that really draws in the engagement of a woman's attention. Excuse me, can I get your opinion on something? It draws attention, he continues. I need a lady's opinion. A lady friend of mine is struggling to decide if she should request her new boyfriend to remove pictures of his ex from his Facebook account. He doesn't upload pictures much, so the recent pics on his feed are of him and his ex being all cozy. This is all meant to draw in attention and engagement. Ever feel like somebody just tricked you into a conversation? I have. They would start by mentioning something I did somewhere I was with certain people. Silly me, I'm quickly drawn into the conversation, elaborating further. Sometime later, they have steered the conversation into something they want or need. They just suckered my attention and engagement. Approaching indirectly. Small talk doesn't necessarily have to be conscious, but it has to be done. An average frustrated chump like us approach a girl. We consciously are direct with what we want from her. It starts from hi, and immediately we seek her demographics, her name, where she stays, what she does for a living, contacts, etc. This approach is too direct and is all about what we want to achieve. It's not about inviting incentive. It does not have an inviting incentive. Pickup artists are indirect in approach. They know what to do to get the girl's demographics, but they go about it indirectly by first drawing her engagement into something more unconsciously or innocently compelling. I realized good business relationships I have were with people I met indirectly, either through introduction by an acquaintance over a beer or useless banter. Hence, golf is a popular way of networking. When you catch up with people you met indirectly, the conversation can meander from serious, conscious, to casual, and even silly, unconscious, in no particular order, because it has a casual foundation. You will find that I am a boring You all have seen the boring speaker, like I am, who goes on and on about the serious stuff without detours or jokes to bring his audience back to life. 2. Be comfortable with you. Report. Many times we fool ourselves that people in our space are comfortable with talking to us because we desperately want them to. Read their body cues and the answer is there. Our job in networking is to make them feel comfortable. A pickup artist calls this a budding rapper. The pathway to good networking is find commonalities or joiners, things that complement each other's interests. If you're talking to Bill Gates, maybe a charity could be a commonality, or a joiner could be a book you read, exponentially accelerating charity work. Vulnerability. Pickup artists separate vulnerability in two ways. The one demonstrates high value and the other low value. The former is when you tell a story like when you cried like a baby after your soccer injury. The latter is when you relate on a story of where you cried like a little baby, got down on the floor, and begged your girlfriend not to leave you. I like the latter for my self-serving comedic interests, but you should not. Go on to tell a story of when your first business venture went under. You were running away from the bank as they wanted to repossess your car, and how you dodged the labor union. Paint the pain and determination you showed. I remember the days I had to revisit old roll-on bottles because I didn't have any money. But I still went out and did my thing. See you as a person of value. Pickup artists would demonstrate value by showing girls their pictures with celebrities or pretty girls. We know business people who pull similar tricks, like sharing their stories and pictures of when they traveled abroad. No matter what you think of it, it works in most causes. Anyhow, if you have traveled the world and have interesting stories to share, this is your stick. Different parts of demonstrating value. Greeting people with an attentive attitude is conveying value. Engaging people with curiosity, not condensation, in what they are doing is demonstrating value. Humans' favorite topic is themselves. Everyone has an invisible sign hanging on their neck saying, "Make me feel important," by Mary Kay Ash. Connecting people who can help one another is demonstrating value. Directing people to good sources, example, manufacturer, is also it. First, you would have to find out what they do. It is worthwhile to check my previous posts on networking, how I overcame becoming a bad networker. Like you. When you're able to open up and draw engagement from people, you are in, Baba. They like you. Trust you. Once people like you and you've demonstrated value to them, it is easy to trust you. People out there lie or pretend pictures with celebrities to get people's trust. They create stellar perceptions of themselves. It works. I know people who get drawn into trading companies because of the Forex dude flaunt pictures of their living life. Ferraris, Rolex watches, the sharp suits, 10-star hotels, and. That is social proof, ladies and gentlemen. I do not have authority over how anyone should win someone's trust. Besides being flashy, if it is your thing, social proof can come in many other ways. Keep working and keep doing your job. Keep adding to value, and with or without payment, the world will give you a testimony of your value. Testimonials are way better than branding, than business cards and websites. They're social proof. Use testimonials. I just want Hank Moji's Porsche. Richard Pryor was raped a couple times as a kid by a Catholic priest at some point. He made it public knowledge and had a way of making fun of his tragic past. That right there is vulnerability and self-deprecation. People tend to be drawn into people who aren't afraid to be vulnerable, because stuff happens in everyone's life, and some don't share. They see those who talk as brave. Richard was brave. Bill Cosby didn't like the crude humor. There are stories of him chastising crude comedians. Not everyone likes those who come off talking about their vulnerabilities. They prefer those who post shiny success. The good thing is, these people could be leeches. It is better when they're not attracted to you. Pickup artists do not pick up girls for lasting relationships. Maybe. In business, you want longevity, and therefore one's honesty has to be consistent. Do business with you. All steps lead here. The opening sentence was just a ploy to engage your attention and to give you my daily dose of self-deprecation. Wait, what was the first sentence? Quick one. Who was ashamed of their body features back in primary or high school, and what was it? That was smart.